So I finally decided to bite the bullet, as a matter of speaking, and finally pick up one of these Boker Barlows. As some of you may know, I kind of have a Barlow collection going. I also have a Daddy Barlow collection going, but that's a whole other thing. But I have a bit of a Barlow collection going, and for a while, I've been looking at these Boker Barlows and thinking, I don't know if they're worth the price, because this knife is $120. Um, but finally, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. And the knife does seem like it's put together pretty well. The one thing, centering is a little off on this knife. With centering on traditional knives, I don't really care, as long as the blade isn't touching the liner, which this one is not. So it doesn't really matter to me. I know some people really care about centering. On a knife that's put together with pins, there's only so much they can do to get it center. There's a video out there, I forget who does it, where he shows you how to try to fix centering. I don't really care that much to try to fix it. It's not that bad. But anyway, this is the Plumwood Boker Barlow in the, I think it's C75 carbon steel. And it's got this weird like frosted etch on it or something. So I don't know how this is going to look once it starts to get like a patina on it. I think there's a little bit going on there. But I don't know how this is all going to look once it starts to patina, since this is carbon steel. But I'm hoping it will look cool. Nickel silver bolster. The bolster does look like it's a little bit bigger than a bolster on like a case knife. Yeah, it looks like maybe it's a little bit bigger. Or maybe that's just like an optical illusion. But anyway, it does look a little bit longer. It's not as highly polished as the case knife, obviously. This is more of like a brushed finish, which is probably, honestly, what I would prefer, because it's not going to pick up fingerprints. And of course, it'll end up scratched up and everything anyway, because I carry my pocket knives. It's got this Boker Tree Brand shield on it. It is pinned. You might be able to see. Yeah, you can see the pin down there. It is pinned on, so that's cool. It's like, their tree, and then it's got like a little like black enamel background. Looks really good. The covers are made out of Plumwood. It looks good. I don't know much about Plumwood. I don't know how hard this is going to be. I don't know if my keys and pockets and stuff pocket change and stuff is gonna scratch this up and put dents in it and stuff, or if it's like ebony and it's really hard and it's gonna hold up really well against keys and pocket change and stuff. I just don't know about Plumwood. So there's a chance after a lot of carry, this handle's gonna end up all like, with dents in it and scratched up and everything. Not the biggest deal in the world. I kind of like when my knives start to bring on that look. That's why I like carbon steel, because the blade stains and it starts to look like a knife that you actually use, which I think is neat. But yeah, of course, this is a Tree Brand Boker, which means it's made in Sulligen, Germany. This is my second Boker knife, and I only have Boker knives that were made in Sulligen. The other one's that razor jack knife or something, two-bladed like razor knife. It's a little knife. Pretty neat, but I don't really carry it a whole lot. I carried it, I think, like once or twice. But it's just kind of neat to have. This knife's going to get carried a lot more than that because it's a Barlow. And it is the Barlow configuration that I prefer, which is a single-bladed Barlow. So yeah. Is it worth $120? I don't know. If you really want one, it is, I guess. Blade HQ also has the stainless 440C blade steel version of this. It doesn't have the etch on it. And of course, it's 440 stainless. And it has like a darker wood cover material. They have that right now for $75. So if you really want a Boker Barlow and you don't care about having carbon steel, think about going over there and picking that one up, because it's you know, quite a bit cheaper than this one. That's probably what I should have done, but, you know, I had to go all out and get the one with carbon steel. But yeah. Another thing is, and I think I've noticed this on, should have mentioned this earlier, but I wasn't thinking about it. And I've noticed this on some other people's videos, so I think it's a normal thing for these. But the blade doesn't really sit against the back spring like most knives that I have from like Great Eastern Cutlery and Case and stuff. It sits kind of like, you know, it looks like it's not aligned correctly, or however you want to say that. But after watching a couple other videos, it kind of looks like this is just how Boker does their Barlows. So I don't think that's a problem. So, but yeah, neat little Barlow from Boker. Seems to be put together pretty well. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I guess it's worth $120 if you really want it. Do I feel bad about spending $120 on this knife? No, I've spent money on dumber stuff. So, yeah. Neat little Barlow. It'll get quite a bit of pocket time, I'm sure. But yeah, that's going to be it before I keep babbling on about random stuff.